developer, as a network administrator, as a system administrator, as a system analyst, as a network engineer, just all kinds of things, right? And never was I provided professional development that was particular to my, my job. And I feel so glad to have made this jump. I paid for my own instruction, my own professional development in the past, but now I'm actually in a company that supports, if I wanted to take a day for a webinar, go ahead and do that. Wow. Right? As long as needs of the business are met, and I still explain that to my stakeholders and my team. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm talking about, I was a consultant in Virginia, and I've done a wide range of stuff, and I'm like, so glad I made the jump.
That is fantastic.
I could reiterate that too, because I'm very happy and very glad that I'm at Cincinnati Insurance.
Tracy is such
an excellent environment.
Tracy is such an avid supporter of this discipline of business analysis, and she is okay with you learning. Let's say I didn't know something because I came in here with a different perspective and a different background, but she will 100% get behind you, and you tell her what your goals are, and she will help you achieve them. So
that's wonderful.
It is.
It is hard to find a leader like that.
I can say I have the same at Allstate.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Yep.
Because guess what? This profession is very difficult. Every day I do something different. Every day I have to put on a different hat, and I have to think about you differently, or I have to think about your work differently to find the value, or I have to find the way we're going to make a change. It's constant, and my brain sometimes goes, do you understand? You all know, because you're a business analyst. And so having that opportunity at this new company, I am just like, this is so good. It's good. Thank you for letting me be able to take a day or half a day where I'm like, I don't know what to do. Who can I talk to? Who knows how to do this better? What can I, that's okay. Before I would have been like, oh, I'm on the hamster wheel and I got to figure this out.
That is fantastic. That is like a true success story, right? Of finding a place that supports you and your goals, and especially your desire to want to learn and want to get better. And that in Tracy and the team, I would say the collective team too, because we have Aaron, we have Bill who's joined us. Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Hello. Who also works there too now. Just not the processes, but the thought behind making sure that people are enabled to be successful and rewarded is amazing.
Absolutely. And yeah, I reach out to Aaron and I'll go, Aaron, have you ever done this before? Sure. I reach out to him and just get his input on something. It's okay. Aaron, I hope you don't mind.
Oh, I never mind.
Okay.
So am I hearing correctly? And I just caught the tail end of it though, but are you a new employee at CIC?
No.
No, you are.
I know I have.
New in terms of my career.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I came from AT&T, Telecom, University of Cincinnati. I've had such a wide variety of experiences. Yeah. And I was a consultant for a government agency for 13 years.
Okay.
It's all different. Every day is different. But what I've said is that here at CIC, I have been given the opportunity that if I need professional development, Tracy's willing to support that. Okay. Especially if I can tell her why.
I gotcha. So you're at CIC. That's what I was after.
Yeah, I've been there 6 years.
But you've been there, right? Okay. And I'm not the new employee anymore. I'll have you know. I've been there over 2 months now.
Oh, okay.
Have we hired another BA after you?
I hope so, because I don't want to be the new guy anymore.
He's like, I don't want to be the new guy.
That's how everybody referred to me for the longest time.
Oh, we got a meeting invite from Barbara or somebody. And I didn't recognize her name because she had a hyphenated last name. So I don't know if she was recently married and or something. And but I
Oh,
didn't
yes,
recognize
yes.
her name.
Yeah, I haven't met her yet.
So
But I
don't
will
know.
tomorrow.
To us.
Tomorrow we'll meet her online, I'm sure. Well, you'll probably, are you actually going in for the meeting?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna make that trek in, but I will join the meetings. That I'll be happy to do.
But Jenny and I are going to the winter social tomorrow evening.
Gonna have pizza.
There's this,
Ooh.
you're talking about our social?
Yes.
I forgot all about, you know what?
Kentucky, Cincinnati chapter.
Yeah, you know what? I tried organizing ours for Kentuckiana and nobody responded to my emails. I just remembered that I was looking at it like a couple days ago. I'm like, what? And then I got busy. We're so busy at work right now. I forgot about it. That
You're not supposed to admit that. Well, you
I
need to
know.
get Bill to put reminders out there for you.
I know. What can I say?
So Bill, if you want to join us, there's a link out in the chat for our social event backgrounds. You can see all of us have backgrounds.
I do.
You don't have to, but
Okay.
you know, you could go pick one of those and you know, use it.
All right. Let's see. I'll take the
It's like
event
a random-
background. Here we go. The event background.
Perfect. And then
Somebody else
Aaron,
join us.
Aaron, do you want to introduce Insia or talk about her or have her introduce herself so that way we
Well,
can
let
all.
her introduce herself, you know.
Oh, you were talking about her
I'd
mom
like to
earlier.
be
I didn't know if
introduced
you
to
wanted to.
Yeah. Insia, where's your mom?
Very quiet. Okay. Well.
She's had
no
her chat.
Oh,
in.
she can't, huh?
Oh, okay. No problems.
Oh,
Learn how to make fun background.
All right. We'll just keep chatting then. If you have anything for us, just put it in our the Zoom chat and we'll make sure that we share it. Okay, well, tonight's Christmas holiday event is about food as always, because Cathy and I are always about food, and she's got some amazing things on deck for us to talk about. And we hope to get to IIBA 10.8 business canvas
Yeah.
at the end. I mean, if you wanted to talk about that now, we can, but I'm thinking we probably just want to talk about food first, because that's what I'm mostly interested in.
Kathy does.
All right. All right. See, we
Kathy
got some
always
votes here. We got some votes here.
Leave the Babbitt stuff for dessert. That'll be our
Yeah.
dessert.
Exactly. It's
I just
online. We can
posted
find
my
it.
dessert in the chat because I didn't have chance to send it to you early.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
oh, good. Thank you.
So
I'm
Cathy,
a
do you
little
wanna-
behind, Kathy. You know, it's been a tough week. So.
Hey, no problem. We've had a lot going on.
Oh,
So-
somebody put a recipe.
Ooh, okay. Frozen. Okay. So Cathy,
Background story on this, if we're doing our usual background stories.
yes.
Growing up, this was my favorite thing at Christmas, and it ended up being made for Thanksgiving as well.
Ooh,
I have never liked the canned cranberry sauce. And
okay.
my grandmother said, I have a dessert that you will love, and it has cranberry in it. And I went, I'm not going to like it. And she made this salad. My cousin Lisa and I fought over it every year. So she had to make a triple batch to make sure I got enough, Lisa got enough, and there was some for everyone else. She's passed on, but I kept the recipe. Now I am in charge of making umpteen million batches of it to make sure everyone has it. And yes, I make a batch for myself when I'm making it because I love it. So I still love it to this day. And it's not hard to make. And when you get it all blended together, you basically put it in the freezer and it's like a frozen dessert. So it's almost, I
Ew.
won't say it's an ice cream, but you thought just a little bit to eat it, but I love it. That's all I can say.
Looks absolutely delicious.
Marcy, it isn't a layer thing. It's all
No,
mixed
you mix it
together?
all together, so it's not layered.
Okay, I like it.
So if anyone tries it, let me know if you like it. But I still don't like plain canned cranberry sauce. I like homemade cranberry sauce with real
Right.
cranberries, but I cannot eat the stuff out of the can to this day. That has not changed, but I can eat it in this dessert. Grandma
have
was
you-
right. Grandma always knows best.
That is so true. Have you tried it with real cranberries that you kind of like puree?
No, I can make
Right.
real cranberry, the real stuff that you make by
Okay.
scratch with cranberries and
In
sugar.
this
and
sugar?
stuff.
Yep.
That's fine. It's that stuff in the can that I just can't.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have to agree. I think as a child, my dad made me eat it once. And I think I was like so traumatized. My sister and I both were like, "Ugh." It was
And I
awful.
have tried it a couple times because I think it's only fair your taste changes as you get older
Right.
and stuff. So I have tried it when people had it and my taste has not changed on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the scarring or what, but
Yeah.
yuck. But
hear
I
you.
have a chef friend that runs a restaurant in downtown Mount Prospect and he does everything, from produce. He goes up to Door County to get the cherries every year and so on and so forth. He makes the best cranberry sauce in the world, but he sits there with the fresh cranberries and cooks them and gets the seeds out of them.
Okay.
and It's completely different than that stuff in the can.
In the can.
I won't say what I call that stuff. I don't call it stuff in my family.
Yeah.
Now, do you put it ever in one of the fancy molds? Like I have from like way back, like the copper molds. Remember how people used to put them
Yeah.
on, like hang them up as a
I've actually been
as a
looking for.
decoration?
Mhm.
And so,
I don't have a mold to use. I've been looking for one. So if anyone ever finds one, my
Okay.
grandma had one that I loved. My aunt got it and we don't know what she did with it because it
Oh,
hasn't been
no.
seen since. So
what was the shape of the mold? Do you
it
remember?
it actually was kind of a roundish one. It was almost like a wreath.
Okay,
Cool.
But it had like flowers in it. I don't know how to
Right.
describe it, but yeah,
okay.
you're
Yeah,
doing what
know
I
you're
would
talking
do.
about.
Yeah.
Yep.
If anyone ever sees one and picks it up for me, I would pay for it. I would pay for the shipping or whatever because I've been looking for one because I miss having that. And yes, when grandma made it, she did do it that way to make it pretty.
Right. To make it nice
I
and pretty.
unfortunately just have my little purple Pyrex dish that I put it in.
It's perfect.
There
But
you
I mean,
go.
someday I will find the right one and I will surprise the family with one like it or similar to it and do the rest of it. Yeah.
that is awesome. It doesn't look too hard either. Frozen
It's
raspberries.
not hard.
Oh, it looks
The
delicious.
biggest thing is to have the stuff thawed enough to be able to mix, but not so runny that, it doesn't set
Okay.
back up again. So it's a happy medium. Like I said, I love it. And I don't think it's that hard to make. And God knows I've made enough of them now. So the funny thing is we ran out of freezer space one year and it was like 20 degrees outside. My mom said, just go put the container outside in the snowdrift.
There you go.
And that's actually what I did for about
Yeah.
6 hours until we cooked some of the stuff in the freezer for the meal. And then I was able to move it to the freezer.
This is how you know you're from Michigan. When you can
That-
put your dessert outside on your
Yeah.
Well, this was
Exactly.
Chicago, but same
Yeah, we used-
idea.
Same difference.
We did the same thing. It would go out in the garage. We always put the
Mhm.
stuff out in the garage in Chicago. But that's
Yep.
how we did it. Or you
It's
sit
supposed
on
to
the
be
back stoop.
16 Christmas Day. So, I figure if I have the same problem this year, it'll be in the garage or on my porch step again. It's not like any bugs are going to be getting in it. They're
Yeah, that's
frozen.
right.
So.
Ah, that's so true. You mean you tell me you guys didn't do that in Cincinnati?
Well, I've done that when I'm making candy. Like I will take
Oh, yeah.
my
Mhm.
chilling racks out onto my porch. I have a covered porch, it's nice and big. And I will put trays of Buckeyes or whatever it is I'm trying to get to firm before
Yeah.
I try to pack them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, those right there, Aaron. Those are what mine look
The
like.
Buckeyes.
Beautiful.
That's too
I love
funny.
Buckeyes. I love
You're
Buckeyes.
making me hungry. I need something
I-
to make this taste in my mouth go away. And Buckeyes would work.
Mm.
And I'm sure Kathy, you probably did it too, I imagine, because you're in Detroit, right?
Yes, and so my fun thing with Buckeyes, and those of you who know me have heard this before. I was born and raised in Ohio. We moved to Michigan, been here 20 years, but I'm still an Ohio girl. So I'm still a Buckeye fan. especially when the Buckeyes are playing U of M.
Oh, how did I
So,
know that was? Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
that was
that
coming.
was coming. So when I make my Buckeyes, everybody loves them, because if you have a Buckeye, everybody loves the Buckeyes, unless you have a peanut butter allergy. So I make my U of M people say I love Buckeyes before I give them. I don't make them say I love the Buckeyes, but they have to say I love Buckeyes
I was gonna
before
say
they receive them.
they'd be pushing it.
Yeah, it would be a little
Just
push too
another
far.
useless nut.
Useless nut, but it's a tasty nut.
I lost everyone for a second.
Anybody who wants to
I'm
bake
back.
Buckeyes and send them to me, feel free.
All right, well,
Jenny, Marcy,
Aaron,
Are
you
you
gotta
going
pop.
into the office tomorrow? Are you going to the office? I'm
no,
going to see you at dinner.
yes.
I'll bring you some.
Oh, good girl.
Oh, you have some, huh?
Uh-huh. I have a whole bunch already made.
What's
You
interesting,
should see the Christmas cookies and everything that my mom used to make and everything. She's passed now and everything, but everything from peanut brittle Buckeyes to
Oh.
no cover, sugar cookies and just everything.
Shortbread, my grandma always added shortbread to that list.
Yeah. And then she would, package them up and send them or take them to her friends. And
so Aaron, if I remember correctly, last year when Cathy talked about her Buckeye cookies, I think you also said the same thing, like if anybody wants to package them up and send them to you. So it's a second year plea to please somebody. So Jennifer, you're gonna bring Aaron Buckeyes. Is that what's gonna happen tomorrow?
Oh, good
Okay.
girl.
Bet I'll bring
Oh.
him a package.
I'd love to be on the mailing list. I said it last year too.
You know what I want to be on the mailing list for from Michigan? We went on vacation there. We stopped at this little roadside stand in Traverse City and got apples. I have never tasted a better apple than
Oh.
at that little market stand on the road. I will pay somebody to send me apples.
Well, you
Traverse
tell me what kind of apples you like. We'll hit
I
the
would take-
orchards for you.
Any kind. I wouldn't care what variety they are. Every single one we bought a peck and we had that for the whole week. And I'm telling you what, they were the best apples in the world.
good.
I never had a
Michigan
better one.
apples.
I can
So,
also
yes,
tell you another
Michigan
place you can
apples.
get amazing apples that I got this year. They also do peaches in the summer. The company's called the Peach Truck. In
Oh
the
yeah.
summer, they send you peaches that are Georgia ripened. They are like candy. They drip up my arm. I get the subscription every year. This
Yeah.
fall, they added an apple subscription for four weeks,
Ooh.
and they were equally fantastic. They had Honey Crisp, Golden Delicious, and I'd have to get the card because the other one I had never heard of, but I loved it. So you had an assortment of the apples, and you could order it for 1 week. You could order it for the whole 4 weeks. I did 4 weeks, and as one person, the good thing about apples is unlike peaches, you don't have to eat them frantically. They last longer. And of course, you can make baked apples and everything. The peaches, I cut up and froze a whole bunch. So I've been eating frozen peaches through the winter because I get a case, which is like 12 or 13. I cut up half of them and freeze them for the winter, and the other half I eat that week. And I do that the whole summer season. But that's one way to get fresh fruit. I won't say it's cheap, but the quality is worth it. And considering I eat it year round, it works out really well. So they're called the Peach Truck. I highly recommend them. Family-owned
Wow.
company.
We will
They
have
also
to-
drive a truck around, and if you happen to be lucky enough to have one of the locations they go to, you can actually go up to their truck and buy the stuff. But usually they hit Gurnee sometimes by me, but that's the closest they get to me. Oh, Buckeye recipe. I got to take that one off. Are you going to consolidate all these, Cathy? Because I saw
I
your
will.
and I'm going,
Now-
man, I need
now-
to save this chat.
And
No.
I'm telling you, this is the cheater Buckeye recipe. Bag of Reese chips, container of vanilla icing. It all has all the ingredients that your Buckeye peanut butter fudge would have in it. You melt the chips in the microwave. You don't even have to put it in the double boiler. You get that smooth, put the icing in, you mix them up, you ball them up and you chill them, and then you put them in chocolate. Aaron, you can report on how good you like my Buckeyes or not. The
they're
cheap,
going to
easy
be
way.
compared to moms, so I'm
I know
Oh.
it's not going to be your mom's, but these are good.
Well,
And s-
Jennifer, mine are a cholesterol bomb. It
Mhm.
starts with a pound of butter,
Okay.
2 pounds of peanut butter, 3 pounds of powdered sugar.
Oh, I love it so far.
So,
Ew.
and that's it. Three things, and that's it. You just have to melt a couple and smush a couple and roll a whole lot.
Yes.
I don't know how to make a small batch, so my batch makes about 188-ish.
Half.
What's the point? They're
I'd be
bug
in
guys.
Buckeye
Chocolate,
heaven.
you have to have chocolate.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then dipping chocolate. Sorry. Four things. You're so right. Well, we make the peanut butter balls, and not all of them make it to the dipping stage. I'll put it that way.
I'm getting hungry now.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Yep.
So what I will do, I'm going to copy the chat several times to make sure I get it. And I will put, I've got a couple recipes to show you guys in a PowerPoint. So I will, last year we created a recipe book. So I'll either real quickly, I'll throw everything into this PowerPoint and you guys will get the PowerPoint. So you have them quicker. And then, if I get bored over the holidays, I'll make it into a prettier presentation, but
Bored.
or not. I don't
Or
know. Or I'll make more Buckeyes, one of the two. So if you guys are okay, let me, I don't want to cut anybody off. We've got plenty of time for other recipes, but let me do this.
I'm just interested in what Will's recipe is going to be.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
So
be right
Bill-
back. I gotta go eat my recipe.
Just
Be right back.
please.
It's prepared.
all right.
If the
So,
sick person can do it 6, everyone can come up with it.
yeah, there you go. Because you did it so quick. So, everything.
Well, I have
for-
my recipes, mom and grandma's recipes in my Outlook folder that I just open up and pull them
Oh,
out.
isn't that the
so.
case? I know. I have my mom's old recipe book, and I just love the handwritten notes. That's what I loved about last
Yep.
year when we did it. A couple people submitted like a PDF of the handwritten recipe
Yep.
from mom or grandma. Those are cool. I love those.
The one my family keeps trying to get is grandma's zucchini bread, because
Oh.
grandma was one of those that doesn't measure. She does a pinch of this, a pinch of that.
Okay. Dump.
It took me 4 times of her making her zucchini bread where I measured every pinch, and I did it 4 times to make sure I figured out what she really was doing,
Oh,
because our
wow.
hand sizes weren't the same either. So
Oh,
I have her
yeah.
recipe and it tastes just like hers.
Wow.
My family keeps asking me for it, and I said, nope, you didn't do the work. You don't get the recipe. I had to measure everything she did repeatedly, and I cooked it with her more times than I can count. Same thing with her fried chicken. I know how she makes her fried chicken. No one else does.
Those are the things
Now
that
that sounds like a good recipe.
love to
It
have.
is.
Oh,
And it took a long time. Grandma was so mad. She's like, can't we just make it this time? I'm like, nope, don't have the measurements right yet. Gotta measure it, Grandma.
Oh my God, that's too fun. That's too fun. Well, last year, to kick off our first venture in this social event that has turned into such fun, I talked about a group called Cookies for Caregivers. And I don't know if you guys saw the spot. It was on NBC News this past Sunday. They did kind of a latest update on them. But I love to bake. And now that my boys are out of the house, if I bake, my husband and I are just gonna gain way too much and get too much glucose in our blood, which the doctor doesn't like. So I found a local Cookies for Caregivers in Southeast Michigan. So I've been baking cookies for them for about the last year and a half. Same idea. We all kind of spurred off of Jeremy and his buddy that started this in Huntington, PA. I did a quick peek. Huntington, PA's chapter has delivered over 100,000 cookies so far.
wow.
And that's just theirs. That's not all across the country. So I know there are groups in Kentucky. There's a couple in Michigan. There's some in Florida. So Jennifer, have you heard of these guys in
No.
Kentucky? If you go on Facebook and just do Cookies for Caregivers, if you get to the one that's Huntington, PA is kind of the original one with Jeremy and his buddy. They have a couple links in there, and they'll give you links. And when Steph starts talking about her part of tonight, I'll pull up last year's PowerPoint. I had a couple lists of places in Kentucky too that did them. It's just fun. You bake when you want. But it's just a fun way to kind of spread the fun and tell all these hero workers, hometown heroes, that doing so much, that we love them and we support them. So that was just a quick update. Okay, so I have my focus this year is on quick and easy. I love baking, but sometimes I don't have time to do the cookie recipes and stuff that I really want to do. So this time around, I did, let me go back. I did cake mix cookies. So this first one, sorry if you guys are seeing that menu at the top. It's a chocolate chip angel food cake mix cookie. Very long name. You take a box of angel food cake. And if you remember from a previous social event, I also talked about an angel food pineapple cake.
Yes.
Same idea, but rather than making a cake, you're making cookies. So it's a box of the angel food cake mix, only a half a cup of water, 1 egg beaten up. Mix that together, it gets super, super fluffy. And then you throw in a cup of the mini chocolate chips. And then you can scoop them with a ice cream scoop or a cookie scoop or a teaspoon in your finger, whatever's the easiest way to get them out of the bowl and on the pan. You gotta cook them on parchment paper, because these suckers are sticky. And if you put it on a regular cookie sheet, you're going to be throwing out that cookie sheet because you'll never get it off. But they super easy, and they're very, very soft. I mean, and very, like, you can bend them in half and eat them like a taco if you so choose. So they're super yummy. Again, the biggest thing with this one is parchment paper, definitely on your cookie sheet, and you got to let them cool to the point where they're dry and not sticky to the touch on the top, and before you can actually take them off of the parchment paper. So very sticky cookie. Need a little bit of counter space to let everything dry and cool, but super easy. And oh my God, they are addictive. They're very addictive.
They look delicious. Now, what else? I mean, have you tried anything besides the chocolate chips?
No, but I did see somebody, I was looking at some variations, and I wanted to throw in, and I haven't played with this, but I don't know if I need to like reduce the half cup water, but I want to throw in the pineapple because I love that flavor of the angel food cake and the pineapple. There was another variation that you use like a tablespoon of a strawberry jam.
Oh.
And spin that up in it. So you kind of have a strawberry angel food cake. Super, super yummy.
How about chopped maraschino cherries?
Oh, now that would be super good.
That would be delicious.
That would be really, what I was looking for, Jennifer, and I don't know if you've seen them. I think I've seen them, but not all the time. And I don't know if I need to go to a baking store, is I swear I've seen like cherry chips. Instead of chocolate chips, they're cherry chips. And I think I only remember seeing them like the regular size chocolate chips. I don't know. I got to Google or go to Amazon. Everything's on Amazon.
How about some Michigan cherries chopped up?
Okay, Jennifer, if you ever come up to Michigan, I'm going to take you to Northville. And Steph, I'm taking you to Northville because we were supposed to meet in
supposed to
Northville.
go there. Yep.
And I would have taken you there. There is this little diner called Rebecca's. And it is just an old-fashioned ice cream parlor, sandwich, yummy sandwich place. Really cool stuff to look at. They have a train track around the top of the ceiling that you can watch the train go around. Well, if that wasn't good enough, they have opened a side store next to them, and everything in the side store is everything Michigan. So you get the chocolate covered cherries, you get the real maple syrup, not the stuff from Kroger's, or Publix. You get everything Michigan made. They have, everything, coffee, jams, and I go for they have every variety of cherry, chocolate covered cherries, awesome. But they have trail mix, I mean, everything, just yummy. So Jennifer, remember Rebecca's, if Rebecca's in Northville. And if you guys ever come up to Michigan, holler and I'll meet you. Rebecca's also has the best sweet potato fries I've ever had. And they
You're
are
making me ridiculously hungry.
Well, the
all of that.
the sweet potato fries are the best, because not only because the sweet potatoes are awesome the way they cook them, but nothing's better on sweet potato fries than brown sugar and butter drizzle.
Oh,
Awesome.
Butter drizzle, what's that?
Oh, well, you take butter, melt butter,
You
and then
drizzle.
you throw in brown sugar, and you make it to whatever consistency you like. So if you like it thin, then have more butter than brown sugar. If you like it thick, then have more brown sugar than butter. And you dip them or drizzle that brown sugar butter over the top of the sweet potato fries, and they are to die for. Absolutely
amazing.
yummy.
NCS said, sounds delicious.
They're yummy.
Summer
So
road
this,
trip.
yeah. So I included this link too, so that Lynn has some more variations in there, but super yummy, super easy, quick thing. I mean, you've got cookies ready for the oven in about 5 minutes, which never happens in my house.
Just
So
as an
my-
FYI, there's a summer version of one that a friend of mine gave me that does the same sort of thing, but it's a lemon drop cookie using a lemon cake mix.
Oh, yum.
Ooh.
Now
I'll have to dig that
sounds-
one out for the next
yeah.
time, but yeah, it's really good and I've made it a couple times and it's nice and refreshing for the spring.
Oh,
Oh.
that's the definite yummy. Now, my mom, I made these with my mom. I was visiting my mom this week, and my mom goes, you know what this needs? This needs ice cream in between two cookies. I said,
Oh.
Mom, I like the way you think.
Ice
So
cream
she's-
sandwich, it works for me using a
It
cookie.
does. It does. So to carry on the same theme, I jumped over to a brownie mix, because again, I had brownies and I was trying to make cookies for my Cookies for Caregivers group. And I just didn't have a lot of time. I've done brownies for them before, but I really didn't want to make a batch of brownies just for that. So all I did was get on our favorite Google, and I said Betty Crocker brownie mix cookies, and guess what came up? A recipe for Betty Crocker brownie mix cookies. This one's similar, not much difference. Just the brownie mix, eggs, a little bit of vegetable oil, baking powder is what helps it become cookie-like, along with a little bit of flour. You can put in dark chocolate chips. To be honest, what I did, I didn't do chocolate chips. I had a bag of Butterfinger, crushed Butterfinger candy. You can get that where you get chocolate chips and stuff. So I did the, I had two options. You could have done either Butterfinger, or you could do the Heath bar, the crunched Heath bar that you can also find at your wherever you find chocolate chips. And I put that in. So super yummy, super chewy. And these, again, it's like you're eating a brownie in the shape of a cookie.
Wow.
It's just yummy, super easy, super easy.
Okay, I'm gonna have Walmart deliver a brownie mix and some stuff so that I can cook while I'm
But
quarantined.
see, you can keep these things on hand because you don't need like much else. That's what I loved about it. The biggest thing, and you can tell I'm 58 and I don't remember my metrics, my conversion class. So I had to look up 160 degrees Celsius. So I believe it was 325. I think it was 325. I did have to look that up. Sorry, I need to be better on that. So that was, again, super yummy. There's some more notes. I won't read through them all, but you'll get them in the thing. I always love these things where you can store these cookies at room temperature up to 5 days. I'm like, seriously, they don't last that long at my house. So not at all. So the other thing I did, just in perusing, I found another site, just love the name, the Cookie Rookie. So she has a ton of recipes, like the top 25, Christmas cookies, or and she does more than just cookies too. So it's a fun website. So I'll include that. So I've got this in the PowerPoint, and I will go back through. I love all the stuff in chat. So I will make sure I put everybody's cookies in and the recipes in this PowerPoint before we send it out to everybody. So
are Buckeyes part of the top 25 Christmas cookies?
well, they are
They
for
should
me.
be. They should be.
They have to be right up at the top, right?
Well, they're all.
Well, you could make them festive. You dip them in the chocolate while they're still wet. You could put sprinkles or something on them. So why not?
See, you can put green sprinkles on them for St.
Yeah, there you
Patty's
go,
Day.
green, red.
You could put gold sprinkles on
Yeah,
it
I like
for,
that.
the pot of gold. You could put a little handle on a Buckeye and it becomes the pot of gold. We got you covered, Aaron.
There you go. There you go. And they have peanut
Well,
butter.
the pot
and
of gold
that's
just took it
nutritious.
into March 17th too, and the Irish.
Yes.
There we
Yes.
go.
Yes. So I've got a couple things after that, but just wanted to throw the baton back. So I know we have some more stuff to make our night festive. So
We do? There's
we
more?
do.
We
There's
do.
more. So
There's
Mr.
more.
Aaron, make it festive for us.
Okay, well, I did bring a recipe to share with everybody. Now, this is a recipe of how to be a excellent business analyst and be indispensable to your team. And it goes like this. 'Twas the night before implementation, and all through the warehouse, not a program was working, not even a browse. The programmers hung by their screens in such despair, with hopes that soon a miracle would be there. The users were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of working systems danced in their heads. When out on the snow there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my desk to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew in a flash, tore open the shutter and threw up the sash. And what to my wondering eye would appear but a senior business analyst with a 6-pack of beer. His resume glowed with experience so dear, I knew in a moment the miracle was here. More rapid than programmers could consume, his requirements they came, and he shouted and clamored and called them all by name. Now update, now inquiry, now create and delete. On batch job, on interface, on closing and functions complete. To this programmer and to that programmer, now code away, code away, code away all. He was dressed in a tux from his head to his foot. His clothes were bright, all glowing and afoot. His eyes, how they shined, his fingers nimble and lean from weeks and weeks in front of the screen. His little mouth was drawn up in a smile, and his hair, every strand in its place as he worked a mile. He stopped only to take a swig of his beer, and as the work ahead circled in the atmosphere, he worked so fast and smiled, aware of himself, and I looked upon his work with dismay in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twitch of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to work in great affair, turning out specs and models with such flair. And laying his finger upon the enter key and giving a wink, the system came to life to a T. The updates updated, the deletes deleted, the inquiries inquired, and the functions completed. The testers tested each whistle and tested each bell with nary a bend. All had gone well. The system was finished and the tests were concluded. The user's last changes were even included. And the client exclaimed and snarled with us and taunted, "That's not what I asked for, but exactly what I wanted."
That was awesome.
That is awesome. I need a copy of that.
We
That is
love it.
amazing.
We love it.
I thought you all would enjoy that.
It
And that,
is
I just
fantastic.
downloaded the lyrics to, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and out came that.
How
I
came
love it.
that?
It is
So, yeah, if
fantastic.
you want to see it, it is on the news page on our website, Bluegrass Chapter. And that, I don't know why I get that every once in a while. And right now it's the first one. And that will be published next week on BA Times also.
That is awesome.
Very
So
nice.
this beer that you mentioned, does it couple with desserts or is it just?
Of course, doesn't everybody?
Beer
Or
always
everything-
couples with desserts.
I'm
Have
just
you
trying to figure
never
out
done?
like, is it like a robust stout type of beer? So then you have like a oatmeal, like buckle with some caramel that
St.
goes with it?
Patty's Day yet.
I'm just thinking like what would you have in that beer? Like an oatmeal crisp with some caramel and some apples and
Caramel in beer.
Oatmeal,
Try,
I can say.
don't you think like something oatmeal-y that okay. I
Oatmeal beer. Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Very
just feel
good.
like one of those
Okay,
dessert
I
type of
don't-
beers. You
I
know?
don't know if anyone's heard of this or not, but in Chicago, we've been known for Frango mints. It used to be a Marshall Fields
Yeah.
mint, and they're still made. There is a company, a brewery up here that makes Frango mint beer.
Ooh.
And it
Ah.
sells out every year.
I bet.
I have not gotten a hold of it, but I've heard from people who've had it that it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What place is that, Marcy? You gotta tell
I
me.
have
where
to look
go
it up again. It's a small
Chicago.
brewery that makes small batch, but yeah, it's a Frango mint beer, and people have told me I don't like beer. I just don't like the taste, but they've told me that this one I will drink, and I've challenged them. I said, fine, then get me a can of it and let me try it, because I love chocolate. So
Wow.
Sounds like
No,
road trip.
I have to say, the other place, if you're ever interested in interesting people watching, and a brewery that has some tasty beer, it's Put-in-Bay, which is right next to Sandusky. Didn't know we were hitting Christmas in July, but we did. We thought it was just summer at Put-in-Bay. Very interesting place, but they have a Put-in-Bay brewery, and they had a Christmas ale, which they have all year long. And what they do, and I've never seen it anywhere else, but I so want to do it at home, is they rim the beer glasses when you get their Christmas ale with cinnamon sugar.
Oh.
So it is so yummy.
Oh.
I keep trying to get my favorite brewery down here to do that to their Christmas ale. I gotta do it at home.
Yeah. That sounds really good.
It's
the link in the
really
chat is
good.
the right one. You got to it before I found it. So
Okay.
Porch drinking. Oh, yum. Okay, cool.
Let's see.
Yeah, no porch drinking. I'm not sure what that would be, but you know.
Where is it?
It's towards the
that like
bottom. That's like a
Vader?
website that talks about it.
Oh, I thought it was a address.
the
Surprisingly,
article
too,
has the name of the
has a
place in, and
pretty
then
good one.
you can find it from there. Whoa, sorry, she's going crazy again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I guess she wants a brew for dogs, so what can I
Uh,
say?
They have those.
Hot Butcher.
Very
Oh,
cool.
that's too funny.
So Cathy, do we want to ask if anybody else has a recipe that they want to share? We don't want to, get into the business canvas model too early and
I have one.
and have
Oh,
some
good.
learnings here.
What recipe do you have?
I
What
had a basic one, which is I guess it puts me to shame. I have many recipes, but when I was growing up, my mother wasn't really into desserts, and we always made homemade everything. So we would make our own homemade cookies and everything else. And for the longest time, we never even really had a mixer. So you had this like thing that you did it by hand and, you know, really get a little bit of exercise in. And, but at Thanksgiving time, we always had this dish called glorified rice. And it was probably one of the few times in the year that my mother actually bought or made whipping cream. So it was like this huge big deal, right? But it really was just about the rice and the pineapple and some miniature marshmallows blended with the cooked rice and some whipped cream and some maraschino cherry. So super easy, nothing fantastic, but it was just like one of those really like delicious types of things when you didn't really have that kind of stuff. So we were talking about Christmas coming up and like, what do we make for Christmas Eve or Christmas dinner? And I'm like, I am going to make this recipe, because when I was growing up, I was always the one that wanted to make it, because you know what happens when you make it, you get to like lick the beater or lick the whipped cream and all that kind of stuff. So I remember that. And so I found one out for Betty Crocker that I posted. And by the way, I was looking through recipe books and I found a 1955 Betty Crocker recipe book, FYI.
Oh, that's fun.
1955. So just going to go with that. Lots of recipes where it had like things that you don't use today so much, like lard and other types of things. So anyway.
I wonder if can you even buy lard?
Yeah,
I
you
bet you
can.
could.
Yeah, you can, because like when you make like keflas and some of the like old school recipes, you use lard. You do not use whatever it is, like the Crisco or anything like that. So
Well, Steph, I
Interesting.
love it. And I know you
So-
put that recipe in there. I'm trying to go back to
Yep.
the link.
Like I said, it's not fancy, but it's like reminiscent of childhood and growing up, and like that was a pretty big deal. This dish. So anyway, does anybody else have any recipes that they want to share? Oh, Bill.
Go.
I
Go
do.
ahead.
I was trying to send it in, but I couldn't get it to attach to the chat. But so is it all right if I just share my screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let me just grab my ugh, Zoom. Okay, hold on. Da, 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 da.
I wonder what he would do if we all said no.
Yeah. Too bad.
I'll be like, no, Bill, no.
No, we don't want to see that.
It's
All
your email.
right. Do you see
Okay.
it?
We see your email. Don't make
Yeah,
us
we see
respond to your
email.
emails. for you.
Oh no.
We have
Wrong
enough
screen.
of that during the daytime.
Okay, hold on. I'll close all that out. All right, now can you
Oh,
see it?
nice picture.
Now we see.
Oh,
All right. So
Peach Melba
Melba
pie.
pie.
ooh.
bringing it all together coincidentally for what we've been talking about here. So peach Melba pie. So it's a combination of both peaches and red. We didn't talk raspberries. We were talking cranberries, but close. It's still a red berry. But so it's a combination of the two. And well, I don't know what else to say except for it's quite delicious. Here's
Awesome.
I don't know if there's look at this runny
Runny?
blossom honey.
Where do you find that at?
I don't know. I don't make it, I eat it.
Bee's nest.
You eat it.
Like
Oh
it,
my
I don't
God, that's
make it.
funny.
I
I'm
just eat
betting
it.
the link probably takes you to where you can buy it. Looks like it's
It's not a
underlined.
link. It's not a
Oh, it
link.
looked
It's
like it
a
was, okay.
no, it's a screen print in Word. But yeah, it's
Oh, it looks good.
It looks delicious though.
yeah, I would have to
Yeah.
refer to my wife for as far as the details go.
So you don't necessarily make it, you just sincerely enjoy it.
That's correct. I'm the consumer, not the
You're a
producer.
consumer. Nothing wrong with that.
Bill, I put my email in chat, so send me that Word file so I can put that in the PowerPoint so everybody
Okay.
gets that yummy recipe.
All right.
Yes, because I'm drooling. I need to try that. I love peaches. I love raspberries, and that sounds delicious.
You got it. I will send it right now.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. So
So
I'll
does
stop sharing.
does your wife make that, or does she go and buy that for you?
No,
Because
she makes it.
wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
What a good
Wow.
wine.
Yeah, she's a ninja like that.
I
Wow.
found a recipe for it out on the web.
Impressive. Very
Oh,
impressive.
great. Thanks, Aaron.
Food.com.
A little bit different
There's
though.
for you.
It doesn't have that funky ingredient we didn't know what it was.
The dripping honey or what that,
Yeah,
whatever
it's
that
not in
was.
Yeah, that's right. Don't knock it till you try it.
There you go. Hey, I'm willing to try it.
Although
Oh, God.
I'm really anxious to try the beer.
Yes.
That
Oh,
one,
no kidding.
we're gonna figure it
And
out
I'm
when
not
we're
a
up
beer
there next
drinker and
week.
I want to try that beer. So that says something.
Yeah.
As soon as they said chocolate Frango mints, I went,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, Frangos are the best. My sister
I
used to
know. I was
bring
like,
them home in
whoa, now you're
buckets.
talking my language. You
Oh,
finally get
yeah.
it where I want it to be.
Good stuff.
I did look them up. They're in Bedford Park, Illinois.
Where's that?
Illinois.
Illinois.
Suburb of Chicago.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's a more either south or western suburb. I'm not sure.
Oh, I've got a cousin in Elmhurst. I'm gonna put her on a road trip. She can
Yeah.
come get me some.
Bedford Park.
Get
I
some
will have
beer.
to look that up, see if we go through it.
There you go.
On the way
We
up
do.
there.
It's next to Oak Lawn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's next to my cousin. Awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta
right.
go visit my cousin.
Yeah.
You do that, I need to know so I can meet up with you.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So is this the kind of thing they make a small batch and it's only available until the tap is dry?
Yep. But they've
a
made it
crime.
the last 2 or 3 years, so I would presume they're going to keep doing it because it always sells out and everyone goes ballistic. So I heard about it last year and missed it this year, and then it hit the news again, and I went, "Oh, that's right! Now I've got it
wow.
on my calendar for next year."
We have a
I don't know if they're
winery.
sold out or not, but they probably are, or darn close to it.
We have a winery near me in Fenton, Michigan, and they make this. It's a winery brewery, and they make small batches. And their seasonal one, and Jennifer, you'll like this, is apple pie wine. And I'm not a big wine drinker because wine gives me a headache, but I love the dessert wines because it's sugary and it doesn't taste like wine. So I took my my neighbor and I went up, and we didn't know it was apple pie wine time, but we just happened to go up there for lunch on day 2 of the apple pie wine release, and they actually had it. So we tried it at lunch. We walked out of there with a case of apple pie
Oh
wine.
God, I would give anything to
How would
try
you
that.
not?
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, it was delicious, but same thing. You have to know when they
Have to show
release
you
this,
the
so you
movie.
got to follow them to know when they're going to release it. And you need to, if you're not there on day 1, you better be there on day 2, or it is gone.
Wow.
But yummy. I mean, just like drinking a piece of apple pie.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think they'd scale that up knowing that they could sell it with ease?
Oh, no kidding. You know, but when they make the big batches of stuff, it never comes out the same.
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, I don't know. The places we've gone to, it never has. And I think that, I don't know. Yes, it would be good so that those of us that don't live next door
Yeah.
could partake.
No
I
kidding.
agree. I agree.
So Marcy, are you showing something?
I am. I'm trying to get my background off so you can see it. I can't figure out how to get it off. Here we
Just
go.
kind of hold it. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh.
so my parents live in St. Louis. Like you said, there is a small
Oh,
winery
Santa
there.
Claus.
Every year they make this. It is like a kind of like a mulled cider.
Mm.
You don't drink this cold, you drink it hot or
Hot.
at least room
Oh.
temperature. And we get it every year. It is wonderful.
Oh,
And
wow.
I, like you, Kathy, I'm not a huge wine drinker. I love this stuff.
Oh,
Wait a
Marcy,
minute.
that reminds,
You drink it hot or warm at room temperature?
Room
but it's
temperature,
got
because
Santa
cold,
Claus
you
on it.
can't taste all of the spices and stuff. It's more like a mulled cider type thing.
Looks like a
Ah.
mead.
We've actually tried it cold, and we actually pulled it out of the refrigerator and let it get to room temperature before we drank it. It
Oh,
did
wow.
not work cold.
wow.
So this is sitting on my kitchen table ready for Christmas because we don't put it in the fridge. So
Marcy, that's yummy. My dad was Swedish. And so my mom and dad for years and years and years would do Christmas party. And the Christmas party preparations began on the night of Thanksgiving. So once the turkey's all put away and the countertops cleared, everybody starts prepping for this Christmas party because it was huge. And the first thing that got started was glug. And my dad has same thing as what you were just showing in the bottle.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the time period between Thanksgiving and Christmas, growing up, nobody ever had colds. You never had a head cold. You never had anything. Because if you felt like you had a little sniffle coming on, you just went over and lifted the pot because it would steep for 3 weeks on just a very, very low. So there were, there was wine and there was, I don't know, sherry, and I've got the recipe. We're going to have a liquid
I
recipe.
need the recipe for that one because that
But
sounds good.
all the dried fruit you put in there, and as a kid, I didn't like that because I didn't like the hot. I didn't like it warm. But now I'm like, ooh, that's some nice sipping tea. And it doesn't hurt to take a little raisin that has a little push to it. So
There you go.
we're definitely going to have
This
to.
one's called
consider
Holiday
a-
Spiced Wine, and that's
Okay.
a lot like what you're describing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I order it ahead. I order it directly from the winery, and I put my order in like June or July so that I know they will, as soon as it comes into season, I get my bottles, because if I don't do that, it's gone. My
Wow.
parents know which stores around St. Louis sell it, and I've sent them on quests before trying to find it, before I knew what was able to get it straight from the winery. And there was one year, I think they drove 150 miles on their car going from store to store of all the places the winery had told me had it. They finally found one place that had it, and they bought their last 4 bottles.
Oh, now that's
I
love
told Mom
right
and
there.
Dad that was all I needed for Christmas. Find me my wine.
Just want wine.
That's love.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
love right there.
Wow.
Yep. Well, they loved it too. And my dad's like, we're not giving up. We have to give her wine. She does everything else for Christmas. So my mom
Aw.
called at the end of it and she said, we found it. Your dad wasn't going to give up. I didn't think we were going to get to come home.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
The
That's so
sidebar
fun.
story is I'm having a couple of the empty bottles made into lamps. I don't know if you've ever seen that done where they
Yeah.
put the lights in them.
With the lights in them.
And that's one of the things Mom and Dad are getting for Christmas this year.
oh,
So
that's so cool.
Oh, nice.
They will love
I
that.
love the picture because it's a good picture of Santa. So
Oh yeah.
They will love that.
So hopefully they come out. I think I gave them 8 bottles, because sometimes they break them doing it. So I've been stashing bottles to do this. My mom saw me rip one out last year and she said, why are you keeping the bottle? I said, oh, I'm going to make some ornaments out of it. I want to try to get that label off. Wink, wink.
Oh,
Stop asking questions, Mom.
don't ask
So
why I'm stashing wine bottles.
Oh, that's
Esther.
too fun.
All right. So
That's
Jennifer, do you have
awesome.
any recipes? I know you started the conversation tonight with you were heavily baking. So anything?
What are you
Uh,
baking tonight, Jennifer?
So I found the hardest thing to find. I make these little candies that you take a pretzel, a round pretzel, or a pretzel that looks like an eye. So Grippo's has these eye pretzels. You put a Hershey Kiss in the center. You melt the whole thing in the oven at 215 degrees. And when the chocolate gets melty, you take an M&M and you push the chocolate down and it fills the cavity. Everyone begs me for those white chocolate eye cookies. So
That's
I've been having
brilliant.
a hard time finding the pretzels, but I found those tonight before I came here. That's why I was a few minutes late. What else am I making? So I got Buckeyes. I have cream cheese wreaths.
Ooh,
Oh,
Those come out of a cookie press.
okay.
Tell me more.
That was an old Miro. You know how the Miro cookie press has a book that has all recipes in it.
Mhm.
It was from my mom's old recipe book, and I don't have any of these.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We
I
lost-
lost Jennifer.
She
froze.
Oh,
She was in the middle of
I
doing
know.
the tea. Oh, no.
We lost.
Okay.
Jennifer,
Passion.
come back.
And I want to know about that
cream
one
cheese.
recipe too.
We're all
Oh,
waiting. Nobody's leaving until she comes back. We all
gotta-
want to know.
gotta know what's going on.
No.
I hope this
Connection must
doesn't
have
mean we'll
gone.
burn down the house with all that.
Frozen.
Well, isn't she coming to work tomorrow, Aaron? I'm thinking you're gonna go in the,
I think you're going to get lots of cookies.
it's gonna be like, where do you sit at? I'm gonna come and visit tomorrow.
Well, we have hotel,
Oh, hoteling. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
love that.
hotel,
Super
cubicles
fun.
now,
Oh,
so.
she's coming
We all
back.
used to have our
Oh,
own.
she's
but-
back.
Yay.
You're back.
So
So
tell
you're
us
in the
about
middle
the
of,
cream
like the cookie
cheese.
press.
Pick up from here.
Yeah. And you're muted.
Oh,
Sorry about that, guys. The cream cheese cookies have a stick.
Uh-oh.
oh, no.
She's doing this on purpose just to keep us hanging.
Boy, she knows how to build
I
suspense.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, me
Okay.
now.
Best secret in the world. And it is.
We lost you.
Oh,
There you
she's
are.
back.
Wreaths, and then I put little cinnamon or red, things to make it look like a wreath.
Okay.
They are the same.
Yum.
And I could send the recipe if you guys give me time to go look for it. Trying to think, which other one was I telling you about? Besides
So
the Buckeyes, the pretzels.
The pretzels.
That's
Yeah.
lies.
Oh, we're making cocoa bombs. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, yum.
Bombs.
We
Do
found
tell.
a chocolate mold that we'll do like a half and a half of chocolate as a ball, and you put mini marshmallows, cocoa. I put crushed up candy cane, and then you seal the ball, and you basically put that in a cup of warm milk, and it melts, and you mix it up, and it becomes. I mean, they're very popular now. Everybody's giving them, but it's a cheap way
Ooh.
of giving a gift. I mean, it
I
probably
think that's
cost me
great.
about 45 cents per each ball.
Wow.
Wow,
And then I
that
went to
sounds
the
amazing.
Dollar Tree and I got dollar mugs. Don't tell anybody I'm a cheap.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody goes to the dollar store to get those mugs or to get the
Yeah.
holiday plates for cookies. Absolutely.
they should be happy that they have something. It sounds amazing.
Hey,
I'll
and in
try.
my opinion, why shouldn't you go get them reasonable? Because you put enough time into everything else you're doing.
Right.
And it's just
It's
like
very
that.
nice.
I'm just making those simple things that I could get them done quickly. And we're all busy, right?
Absolutely.
It's all good. I can make other real stuff.
You're so fun. So Jennifer, I put my email again in chat. So if you want to throw me any of those recipes that you want to share,
Please do.
I'll throw them into that PowerPoint before I send the PowerPoint out to everybody.
Yeah, let me go get the one for the cream cheese wreaths.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. Well,
So
awesome.
I haven't heard from Inzia.
Yeah, I
Just
think
having,
she's
mic
having,
trouble.
microphone problems
Oh,
tonight.
okay. Did I pronounce her name right?
so I am going to put in the chat the IIBA business technique for the business canvas.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to go out and look at it. We do have examples for the business canvas as well as the one that the Bluegrass chapter did, but I really kind of feel like it'd be like a want moment if I start talking about techniques. So I mean, it's kind of like how to ruin a festive event by talking about a BA technique. Okay, so I'm
Is
not
that
going to unless you
Charlie
want me
Brown?
to.
Is that
Huh?
the Charlie Brown's teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Aw.
Exactly.
Well,
But
Too
we are-
awake.
Or whatever.
As a teaser in the PowerPoint that we'll send out, because I know and if you guys want to talk about how you guys did it for the Bluegrass chapter, which I think is so cool, I found a business canvas model for Google and for Amazon. So I threw that into the PowerPoint. So you'll get that.
Oh,
sample.
cool. Yeah,
Um,
that would be great example.
And if we do want an actual session where we go through it and really talk about it, let us know and we'll be happy to do that. We don't want you to be disappointed that you didn't learn a BA technique. This technique tonight was socialization. And
Yes.
engaging.
Hey, that's
That's what it's all
important.
about.
Communication and engaging fellow stakeholders. Well, I guess it was the wrong technique we shared, but still applicable here. But, and then also too, we do have our next
this is
event that's
great.
coming up on March 8th, our next social event. So we'll be doing additional things. We will actually get into the technique that month, as well as we always talk food at the beginning and other event-esque activities. So here we go.
I'm
Right.
the first sign up because I signed up when it went in the link for the first time.
Awesome.
early in the meeting.
Awesome.
We got to get to March.
We got to get to March.
There's
I
a,
still need to learn how to make a background. I need to make a button background for Christmas for work.
That would be perfect. That
If
would be
anyone can tell me
awesome.
how to
Ma-
do that, let me know.
Marcy, talk to me and I'll shoot me some pictures and we'll do one on Canva for you and I can send it back to you as a PNG or a JPEG. So you
Oh,
can
that
pull
would
it
be
into.
so awesome. I can do that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
Button
on
says,
this
I
one,
pose
Steph,
really
you want-
well, as you can tell sometimes.
Well, and Aaron has his own magic dust that he does.
Mhm.
So I go through Canva. Aaron hasn't shown us or shared his magic dust with us for his makeup of backgrounds, but maybe someday we'll get that out of Aaron.
it's pixie dust, so just call it.
Here we go.
That must be why I don't have any of that.
So
So,
Steph, you want to tell them what technique we're going to do in March? She goes,
like,
We're gonna do
the
something.
proper answer there is no, we're not going to tell you.
We're
right
not.
now.
I
telling you.
wasn't going to tell people. You just put me on the spot. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you.
It's actually right here. Yeah, we talked about
Dropping
that
hints.
in our planning session and that
Yes, we
we are
did.
actually going to drop hints on LinkedIn on
Yes.
what BA technique we're going to cover in March.
Yep.
And see if you can guess it before we get to March. So March
Exactly.
8th, it's going to be a St. Patrick's Day themed event. So wear something green, bring your green beer.
That I can do.
and
I'll
bring
be
have
getting
a
ready for them to dye the
recipes.
river green, so.
Green recipes. If you have a favorite Irish toast, bring it along.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if twas the night becomes a Irish drinking.
Something
Jared.
else.
You
Exactly.
could create an Irish
Parting blessing will
St.
turn into
Patrick's
something
Day
different.
business analyst toast.
There you go. The Irish blessing. Yes.
Here we go. Creativity at its best. But yes, we will be not sharing with you other than in LinkedIn, little hints and whatever to kind of get people interested. So we're going to try to make it more interactive as far as getting people interested in coming. And hold on one second, I'm going to cough.
Bless you.
And then Cathy, tell them what we're going to get. They're going to get via email.
Oh, what you?
What
Johnny,
prize
what
are
are
you
you-
going to get?
Johnny, what are you gonna get?
So
So
you're going to get a cough.
you too will get COVID.
Oh, God, no. I wouldn't wish that on my
No,
worst
no.
enemy. No,
Boy,
That's why
that's
we're-
really
maybe my
not
worst
getting
enemy,
anybody
but
here.
not any of
I
my
don't-
friends.
I don't
No,
have COVID.
no,
I
no.
just have I have bronchitis or allergies going on.
I know it's that time of month. So the PowerPoint that I brought up, I am going to go through the chat. I'm going to copy chat again. And if you guys want quicker access to it, just copy chat before you leave tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull in the other recipes that everybody was talking about. I'll put it into that chat, into that PowerPoint. And as a teaser, let me go backwards. So I do have the Google business model canvas, if you feel like looking at that one. And I have the strategy group had some stuff on business model canvas, and in theirs, they also included Amazon's business model canvas. So
That's cool.
this is kind of an interesting look at things. So I will do those recipes quickly. If you what did I do? Yeah. So let me kick out there. Yeah, so I will include recipes, and you guys will have those business model canvas. I think it's so cool. You guys at the Bluegrass did that as your way to kind of construct your chapter. I think that's phenomenal. Excellent example right there. So I will do that. I'll put those recipes in and try to kick this out by Friday if I can. It's Wednesday. I know we have our chapter meeting tomorrow night. You guys have yours tomorrow night too, or no, you guys have your in-person fun tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Very fun.
I'll
Very,
see you
very
online
fun.
again tomorrow night, Kathy.
All right. We're going to have all these fun backgrounds because, and well, Aaron, we're going to give you a shout out. So,
Yep.
Aaron, are we allowed to tell people to look for 'Twas the Night next week in the BA Times, or
Sure.
is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret.
Okay, cool. I think it's worth
Very
sharing.
cool.
Very, very worth sharing. So we'll kick that out hopefully by Friday. If you don't see it Friday, look for it Monday. If,
Kathy, just to make sure the time is right on my calendar and it converted correctly, your meeting's at 6 o'clock Eastern, right?
correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so that would be 5 my time. I just wanted to make sure my calendar converted it correctly and didn't save it wrong.
Yeah.
There was one time I showed up an hour late because it converted
You're
wrong.
like, oh, we're done. But no, this was fun. And so I think it'll be anyone who guesses what the technique is correctly will
We'll
have to
probably
have
get a
some,
prize.
we'll have to have
Probably
something
get a
fun
prize.
waiting for that person. So
Oh, they'll probably get a prize. We're gonna make it interesting. We're gonna shake
Jennifer,
it up a
thanks
little
for your
bit.
stuff. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Look at that little doggy.
I know.
Well, you guys have fun at an in-person holiday party. How cool
Yeah,
is
that
that?
sounds wonderful.
I say road trip to either Chicago to get that mint beer or Northville to get some sweet potato fries.
There you go.
It will
Or
be getting the
both. Make
beer.
it a really long road trip.
For sure.
So
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, everyone. We've had a great time, and we hate ending it, but we're a little bit past our time. And thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas. And it has been awesome spending time with such good friends and talking about recipes and just hanging out. So thank you so much.
When are you going to talk about business model canvas? Is that your meeting tomorrow?
Well, it was supposed to be tonight. We kind of didn't get there. So we'll plan a time where we actually talk about it. We'll make sure you're there. Okay.
Let me ask you a quick question. Do you use business model canvas to do solution architecture? Is that what it's for? The main purpose? Like, I know there's the sheet that has 7 panels and it's like, who's your customer? Why are you doing it? What's the value? What are the differentiators? What's your value stream? Do you use that to determine if you're going to produce something different for your business? How do you use it? That was my question.
You can do that for the when you look at it to help understand the value proposition. So if you're talking about from like a solutioning perspective, you could do it from that particular angle. You don't have to do it from like ours with the chapter was to talk about it from a chapter perspective, but you could do that, so you could help with the value proposition and from the solutioning. So yeah, you could use it. Aaron, did you
I
want
think
to?
you can. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I think you can use it for all different techniques depending on what you're doing. It's just you have to tailor who your audience is and what you're trying to accomplish with it. But I think it's a tool that I've used across various things, depending on the person, especially because it's very visual and it's very easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why you couldn't.
Right. So in here, like when you look at the value proposition piece of it, it talks about what do you want to deliver to your customer? So when you think about the solutioning, I mean, that is a big aspect of it, right? Like, what are you trying to deliver to them?
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of curious how people have used it. And I mean, I have sometimes thought, oh, maybe I should do that. But then I thought, nope, I'm really not doing strategy right now. So why am I trying to use this? But
I use it a lot of times when a project is kicking off in the initial brainstorming with kind of the big group that's coming together, you know, kind of where we're starting an agile ceremony and we've got the whole big group there doing kind of the planning. And I'll do that to make sure that we know who all the parties are. We know who, you know, the stakeholders are. We know what we're talking about, not a solution, but what the problem is, that type of thing. And then as it goes further along, I will use it to hone things in, or, you know, if I'm having trouble getting people to understand something, I'll bring it out again and we'll hone it down to whatever we're working on at that particular moment. Maybe it's an aspect of something, maybe it's a particular feature, maybe it's a story, maybe it's a stakeholder threw us a curveball and we have to see if we can do it and what we take out of there. But, you know, I've adapted it depending on the situation to kind of help tailor things down. So you can make it broad or narrow in my experience. It just kind of depends. One of your tools in your toolkit.
I'd like to see that example. I'd like to see an example of it. So if you're going to do it for your chapter, great. Love to see that.
Aaron, do you have that for the chapter that you can bring up?
He was showing it before,
He left.
where he had to step away.
You know, and his VPN probably killed him too. That's what happened to me. My VPN died.
He's back, I think.
Oh, here he is.
He might be muted.
There it is.
He is muted.
Here I am.
That's good. That's kind of what I would like to see, how you guys are going to use that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll
But
get-
you'll do it at a different meeting, right?
Definitely have
your-
a
your
techniques.
muted stuff.
Yeah, we can, I'm sorry, I was copying. We can definitely have a techniques class where we go over this for sure, and then talk to it, and then talk about how to, you know, get it into the solutioning aspect that you have.
Good.
And Marcy, that would be great too, if you could bring some of your examples to that, so we could talk through some of those. and
I'll
how
have
you
to
use
see.
it.
Let me know when you're doing it and I'll try, because obviously I've got to de-all-state them because it's got a lot of
Right.
proprietary stuff on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, that would
If you
be.
give me
that
enough
would
of
be-
a heads up, I should be able to
Okay,
dumbify it down to general insurance.
you got it.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to hold us all up, but thank you.
Oh,
for
no,
No,
no.
no, no,
We were
no.
actually
question.
supposed to learn that, but sometimes we get sidetracked at the Christmas one. But we'll definitely have a session to go over that. And now that we have an idea of what you're kind of looking at, we can pull some examples together and some real world cases for that.
Yeah,
I
I'd be
can try
glad
to
to
come up-
attend as long as it's not a Tuesday night, because Tuesday nights I have choir. So
Okay,
I can try to
I'm
come
off
up
until
with some,
January 17th and then I'm back to it.
I can try to come up with some questions of what I'm thinking about, if it
Okay.
helps to drive the conversation.
that would be great.
They might be stupid and nobody else needs to know. them.
No, there are no
Never-
stupid questions.
Never stupid.
Only unasked ones.
There you go.
Bingo.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, did
It's
we
true.
have?
Someone's always has the same question. They just won't admit it. So
That's
Yep.
true.
Right.
So did we have anything else that we wanted to talk about tonight, or do we want to wrap up?
I'm running out of energy, so I'm about
Get
ready to be done. Sorry.
I want to go make Buckeyes. That's what I'm going to do.
Well,
Oh, you're gonna make me drool again,
Send them
Kathy.
to me, Cathy.
I'll see you tomorrow night, though.
Once
Put
again,
your address in the chat, Aaron.
Starts again.
What?
Starts again.
Oh,
Well, have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.
this
and
was
Merry
fun.
Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you soon on
Merry Christmas.
Business Canvas as well as some other BA.
Sounds
absolutely.
good.
It's
All right,
nice
take
meeting
care.
everybody.
Hey.
Bye.
Thank you
Button
all.
says goodnight too. She's up and bouncing again.
Good night.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.